Shalom, shalom, family. It's been a long minute, hasn't it? I've been away taking care of personal things in my life, working on myself, just the Most High got me on a different path right now. I mean, I hope it's on a path that the Most High want me to be on. But I know it is, but sometimes you have doubts when it comes to certain choices you make. Because, we do have free will, but it's free will within the will of the Most High, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you got free will, but do you really? But I hope everybody been well, family. Especially those who coming back and listening to this message, this conversation. It's been a minute, and I just had some thoughts on my mind this evening, and I just wanted to share with y'all some of my thoughts. I know because a lot's been going on, and I haven't been around because I've been living, family. And I don't mean like I said, Most High just had me on a certain path right now, and if I could have it my way, look, my YouTube and none of my social medias, I'll never not do them, because the wisdom of the Most High is endless, and there's always something new coming up. There's always something we could talk about. There's always some new knowledge, some new wisdom that needs to be spread. And why not have these conversations, The word says where two more come together, the spirit will abide. The word says we must assemble, so this is how we assembling. We assembling in any way we can to share whatever information we have. These social media is like, in a way, there's a lot of different uses for it, but in a way it's a underground railroad of wisdom. And it's there for all the riders if you're willing to seek, if you're willing to stop at the right stops to seek whatever knowledge that you need to give you understanding of where we are. And man, before I just ramble, family, I don't forget what I was talking about. I don't know, I was sitting with a neighbor earlier. I was sitting on the porch. We were sitting on my porch, and we was just talking about the neighborhood. We was talking about life. And as we're speaking, this thought came to me. And I know, family, look, this ain't deep. Y'all have probably thought about this. I know most, especially y'all listen to me, because we intelligent folk, we wise folk, we righteous folk. So I know you come to this conclusion, but it's just today it was just hitting different. It's funny how, like, I've been watching this show lately called Kings and Conquerors, I believe it was called. It's like a new BB show about William the Conqueror and Harold, and I think his name was Harold the Great, during this time of history. So I don't know if it's the true, or maybe part of it's true. Anyway, we don't get into that. The point of the story was, it's two kings, two men starting out at different positions in life in the medieval world with swords, and both of them want to be kings. And once again, it's just showing, like in the Bible, when the Israelites, our ancestors, asked Samuel to ask the Most High for a king, and the Most High said, "Don't you know what evil you just asked for?" But he was like, "Okay, I'm going to give you a king." And I'm just laughing at how, even after, the Revolutionary War, once again, we in this illusion, the Matrix, as they say. We living in his story right now. We living in a certain way of life built by a certain way of people who run things. And we think we free of medieval times. We think we free. See, what it is they got smarter. Remember, the enemy is wise. The devil is wise. Satan is wise. They're your enemy. Warfare ain't fair. It's a war. And what do they have in war? Psychological operations, or psyops. And what do? They mess with your mind, with your pineal gland, with your spirit. They mess with your entire being in order to make you a slave. Because the reality is, family, the president is the king, the Senate, all the heads of corporations, VPs and CEOs of these large corporations. Think about TV, family. If you think about it, we really only watch billions of people, or billions of people around the world are watching the same group of really a few thousand people on TV. I'm not talking about big crowds at games, but I'm talking about people who are constantly on TV, on social media, as they say. They would call them household names, people, celebrities, uh, politicians, people whose names are all over the world in people's houses. These are the so-called lords. See, in America's created a system where it's a land where here, because back in the day, you can only be born in nobility you can only be born in nobility. It's by birth. Well, that's what they said, because some of them in the beginning, they made it up, they stole it, but nonetheless, if we going by the proper way of becoming of how you become nobility, it's only by birth. But America has created a country where if you got enough money, you can get next to the king. You can buy your nobility. You can buy your family name. You can buy your crest or your status. Those are the modern day, the rich people, the wealthy, the politicians, the actors, actresses, the athletes. They are family, essentially the lords, the knights and lords of the land, and they're lording over us. See, America is like, honestly, I would say the president in some way. Look, you might disagree with me, but just go with me. In some ways, it's the truth. But remember, more than one thing can be true too, family. But look at America as like a bunch of different kingdoms. So the president, to me, is actually technically the emperor, like Caesar. And then you got the Senate, who are lords who live in Rome with Caesar, where they come into office, where they have meetings and stuff. And each country or each state, like California, Maryland, Washington, Seattle, each one is its own kingdom. I bet money on this, family. As they say, if you follow the money, I'm pretty sure, I guarantee, every state, if you follow the money and see who owns the most land in each state, if not all of it, because remember, at the end of the day, a lot of times people get investors. Remember, how do they say you get rich? You get rich spending other people's money, as long as you can convince them that you can make them money. So if you follow the money, I guarantee you that every state, there's some richest family in that state that owns a lot of land in that state, if not all of it. And those are your modern day kings and queens, family. And you pay rent to them, you pay taxes, and then they pay taxes to the emperor, who's in Washington right now. The emperor is what's his name? Orange head. I know, how could I forget his name right now? President, it's what's his name? The orange hair dude. Dang, what's his name? Donald Trump. Yeah. What was I saying? Spencer was trying to think about it, but Donald Trump is the emperor. And we all live in individual kingdoms, family. We're the peasants. Only difference is our kingdom now is flush with technology, so it's a lot easier for the peasants now. It's not so easy for us to revolt because we so comfortable with our lives. See, because the enemy is intelligent, family. They said, look, we got to find a better way to keep these fools under control, because they starting to rise up. They don't want to listen no more. They said, we don't want to work in the field no more. So what did they do? They gave us comfort. And look, ain't nothing wrong with comfort, but there's a balance to everything. Sometimes you think something's okay for your body, but really you're replacing what's natural. And that brings me to another point, family. Like I said, this is a kingdom. Remember, it's like that. The president is the emperor. Remember, the Senate is the lords, the rich people, the lords, the actors, the athletes. And then also, remember, family, Dang, I lost my train of thought. It's talking about what was it talking about, family? I was talking about the government and how it's actually set up like it still is with kings and lords, and we're the peasants. Because remember, they don't make their own cars, they don't make their own clothes, they don't cook their own food. They need, essentially, family is they need us. This is why they say, when the Bible it says a true king is a king of the people. The people aren't here to serve the king, but the king is here to serve the people. A king is just supposed to be a righteous overseer to help the people when they have questions, to help manage things, to get things done in a so-called godly manner or righteous manner. That's the job of a king, and that's what our people aren't doing. Because we still living in medieval times. We just don't realize it. We living in steampunk. If anybody ever heard of sci-fi people, steampunk biblical times. We living in steampunk biblical times. It's just how you look at things, right? Dang, family. There was some stuff I was thinking about, but anyway, let me move on to something else then. I'll come back to whatever I was. If it's the Most High will, come back to it. But I also want to speak on this video that my mother has sent me. And, there's been a lot more stuff about UFOs and stuff in the sky lately, family. And, remember the last time the orbs, and now we got this. I want to say this because there's a woman on there speaking. The very last video, I'll show y'all the video if I remember. I'll pull it up on my phone before, at some point, or if I remember, I'll forget. But I just want to go on with my thoughts real quick. But the girl was basically speaking about how, dang, how do I say it? I guess you could say she was talking about the perception of this alien invasion and basically to be careful. Or I don't want to say invasion. I believe she in other words, I agree with a lot of what she said, because a lot of what she said is what I've said. If you watch my videos, and it's not this is a lift me up moment. I mean, this is just confirmation. And I was just on my mind, my spirit to share again that. Family, I look at it like this. Remember the word speaks about there will be a great deception that even the elect will be fooled. Remember, family, we're being brainwashed. We're being kept as servitude. We are slaves. We're peasants in this medieval system. Ruled by men, not by the Most High. And, dang. What was I saying? Give me a second, family. I apologize. Dang, what was I talking about? I apologize, family. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, the alien. Okay, so let me try to. So when it comes to this alien thing, family, I don't really like alien. I like extraterrestrial. I like, alien too, whatever. Extraterrestrial, alien. Anything that describes a so-called creature or being or alien from another planet from outer space, right? But family, look, you can think I'm crazy, but I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to say this is what I know. And whether you know this too, hey, that's between you and the Most High. Or you ain't got to believe what I'm about to say, but I'm telling you what I know for myself. Because I've prayed about it, I've studied, I've researched, really put some thought into it. But family, look. The earth may not be flat, or it could be flat. But nonetheless, I don't know what it looks like. I'm not going to pretend to know. But I know for sure it's not what they teach us in school. And this is one of those big there's many deceptions, but this is one of the biggest deceptions, family. So every time you look at the news, you see something about a comet, a UFO. You looking at Star Trek. You looking at Star Wars. You looking at Stargate SG-1. You looking at whatever sci-fi movie or whatever they taught you in middle school in these what do they call it, re-education camps. They taught you their story, and they didn't put these lies in your head of what so-called space is. And people and more of our people don't have enough wisdom to really take the time. Look, anyway, let me not go there. My point is, family, forgive me. If you just take the time, really take some time. You ain't got to tell nobody. You ain't got to make a big deal. Just take some time. Prayer always helps too. When you're by yourself, ask God, the Most High. Ask the Creator. I know this might sound silly or whatever, but if the earth is flat, will you teach me the flat earth? That's all you got to do. And then you go about your business. And either the Most High going to answer or the Most High not. And the Most High is either going to reveal it to you or the Most High is not. But I know the earth is not what they say it is. It is a lie. And when you understand that, you'll realize that a lot of these so-called aliens or so-called angels or whatever you want to call them, what they really are, family, is, look, family, the earth is bigger than what they tell us. There's more land out there. All right? Like, for real, there's more land. You wonder where these movies come from, like Lord of the Rings, even Star Wars, or these anime shows, or World of Warcraft, Dungeons, all this stuff. It come from the past, family. It come from other lands, from other creations. Who says we not the only creation of the Most High, family? We not the only beast in the field. There's many other beasts. We just don't understand them because we didn't grow up around them. Our wisdom, our knowledge, the true history of civilization or being itself has been taken from us. And we just been lied to be kept in servitude as peasants. Serving this monarchy. And it is a monarchy, family. It really is. It may not go by that name, just in a different costume. It's really a wolf in sheep's clothing, family. That's what it is. And like I said about these aliens, family, look. Because space is a lie. I'm not going to say I know what they say they see on telescopes or whatever. Look, it may be water. Maybe it's a big old submarine. Maybe it's a big old monster. Maybe it's like, if y'all seen the new the new Fantastic Four movie, and it had the big planet-eating alien that was eating planets. Who knows? As they say, Nibiru, it's going to run into the planet and all that stuff. Look, family, I don't know what's coming. Yes, something's coming, because this is reality. This is the Matrix. This is where we live. Things like this happen. We've just, all this stuff, this history, we've been lied to. But when you understand it's not space, family, you understand that whatever it is, it's a realm. It ain't realm, but it's a realm. And there are other lands. And there are other creatures. And they not angels, family. Look, remember in the Bible, what is the rule in the Bible? What do the angels always say? How you know the angels are, you don't bow to them. So no matter what you see, just because it can make something move with his mind or do something, family, that's called magic, science, understanding the spirit a little bit more. All right, so but you don't bow to them. You don't even bow to the orbs. The orbs and them, in my opinion, are two different things. The aliens, the ones you can see, the ones who could probably sit at the table and have dinner with you, the ones in their flesh. They're one version. They just other beings who possibly have souls too. They worship the Most High too. And then you got the light beings. The light beings, to me, is like the astral angels living in the astral realm, because they're bodiless. They're really thought. Remember, the word speaks things into existence. Their vibrations, their energy, they just nothing. That's the greatest power, is to be nothing. And when these beings come, family, remember in the Bible it says the Bereans, right? And what did the Bereans do? Well, I think it was Paul and I think Barnabas, or Paul and Barnabas, the same one. Anyway, I forget, it was Paul and somebody, and they went to this town. And this town, they were called the Bereans. And they went, and when Paul and them went to this town and told the Bereans about the Messiah and that he had come and died on the cross, right? They said, hold on, before we just take your word for it, our people kept records. Let us go through these records and read to see what the records say about the Messiah, and then we'll come back and let you know if we believe you. So when these so-called aliens come, family, remember, try the spirit. You know, this word will know the word. I'm trying to think of the word. The spirit will know the spirit. Because understand, family, like, look, remember, regardless of all the semantics and magic and all this other stuff, at the end of the day, the foundation of all that is the 10 Commandments, because you must have, what's the word? Something out of peace. Peace out of chaos. There must be peace. There must be order. Otherwise, nothing will get done. Chaos is used to break things down. Chaos has its use. But order must reign at the end of the day, because order brings life. So, dang, I'll be forgetting. So, when you see these aliens, family, try them. Remember, what do they say? Patience is a virtue, family. Understand, patience. These times, patience is a virtue. You got to listen to the spirit. The spirit might, look, most of the time the spirit probably going to tell you to wait, chill out, be patient. But then at some point, sometimes it's going to tell you, okay, move. Sometimes if you don't move and don't listen, it's going to cause situations to make you move, to get to where the Most High needs you to be, to keep you protected. Or to just go on your mission, your personal walk itself, your personal relationship with the Most High. So, what I'm saying is, family, no matter what these so-called aliens or extraterrestrials or angels, look at their actions. Yes, listen to their words, but most importantly, look at their actions as well. Do their actions align with the word, and do their words lead to the Most High? Because I tell you, family, it don't matter what language it in or what name they have. They gonna have a Messiah themselves. They gonna have a story. There's gonna be an understanding where we can compare, because their actions gonna show it. You know the 10 Commandments. And I also say this, family, that I don't believe in the rapture. Now, do I believe you could disappear in thin air? Yeah, sure. But as far as the rapture, the Christian church rapture, I don't believe in that. Could people disappear one day? Yeah, but it's never, most of the time, family, things don't work out the way we see it. It's going to work out the way the Most High. We just see how we see it, and we make up stories how we go about it, to help try to give ourselves understanding of what's going on. And family, dang, I keep forgetting. Where's we at? Oh, the aliens. Oh no, what I want to, so yeah, try. You gonna try. So also, I want to say, I remember, there's another way I say something I'm waiting for the Most High to know it's the Most High. But also know that the enemy could do certain things too, but maybe the way I'll explain it. So in the Book of Mormon, in the sealed portion, there's this chapter, and I think I've read it on the channel before, but I know I spoke of it. But there's this chapter in the Book of Mormon where, maybe it's chapter 31 in the sealed portion. Well, actually, it's in the sealed portion in the regular Book of Mormon. But it says, after Yahusha died on the cross. And remember, in the Bible, after Yahusha had passed over on the cross, it says he came back to speak to the disciples, to show him the holes in his hands, right? In his wrists, in his ankles and his feet. The spear he had put through his side, right? Well, it says in the Book of Mormon that he also appeared in the Americas to our ancestors, the indigenous, right? The lost tribes of Israel. Or, yeah. What's the other word? The lost tribes of Yehudi, I believe it was. No, that's the tribe of Yehudi. Anyway, can't remember right now. But anyway, dang it. I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. So when Yahusha appeared to the people, to the Levites family, there was this big catastrophe. It happened around the time Yahusha died on the cross, and during that time there were great calamities in the so-called Americas during that time. And oh, hold on, I don't want to. Dang, hold on, man. So during that time, there was all types of happenings, like the movie 2012 type stuff was happening in the Book of Mormon. And after this happened, there were 3 days of darkness. And during those 3 days of darkness, the Spirit of the Most High was speaking to the people in the darkness, telling them of their sins, telling them what they've been doing wrong, telling them how they could do things right. The Spirit, right? And then all of a sudden, the Spirit was known to be Yahushua and the Most High. And Yahushua told the people, I'm gonna meet you at this hill. I'm gonna bring the light back, and I'm gonna meet you at this hill in like a few days. Oh, yeah. And that's what happened. So the people gathered. And when the people gathered on the hill around Yahusha, this light came down out of the sky. And Yahusha introduced the people to the holy mothers. And the Most High came down. Yahuwah came down. And look, family, I know some of y'all like this sound crazy. This dude, look. When I read this, family, and I'm not even Mormon. I'm not even, look, forget that religious stuff. The Book of Mormon, if I haven't said it before, excuse me, family, it belongs to the so-called black people. That's the second stick, the Book of Mormon. There's the Bible, there's the Book of Mormon, and there's other books, but those are the two main books. The Book of Mormon and the Bible, these are the stories, the histories of our people. Whether they was called Israelites, Yehudis, whatever names there are, family. At the end of the day, there were a people. Most high loving, creator loving people who live a certain righteous lifestyle. And that's what we have to remember, family, is those 10 commandments. And in that moment, like I was saying, I was about to go on a tangent. It's just as I was reading this chapter, family, the first time and the few other times after that I read it, certain times going through life, and it was like this feeling of joy. It was sadness, but joy. It's like, how to say, sometimes they say joy is mixed with pain, or pain and pleasure, right? Well, it's like joy and pain, or the beauty and the pain. It's like this feeling of everything I've been through. I know it's going to be okay. I know I'm going to be okay. I know I'm forgiven. I know that I've been lied to. I know that I'm more than the world has told me. I know that I'm not my past choices, my mistakes. I'm not getting in no Christian-y, no preacher mood. But I'm being serious. It's this feeling that I'll say, like I said, how the aliens are so-called angels or whatever. Like I said, yes, there's angels. I don't mean there's no angels. I mean just whoever presents himself before you in whatever form. You try them in the spirit. But also, I think when the Most High really comes, whatever form the Most High comes, when it's truly, really, 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 whether it be the light beings or however it's done, it's going to be a body high. It's going to be something that you probably can't help. It's like, they say, look out for the day of the Most High. But it also says it's going to come right upon you. It's like, it's just going to come upon you. You're going to know when the presence is. Like, and I'm pretty sure the enemy have it too. But the real thing can't compare. But you got to be strong. You got to be patient. You got to try the word. But also know that if your time come in this walk. But that's why you always stay prayed up. And I didn't mean to get low, but this is just, look, none of us know our mission really, truly. We know our mission, but we don't know truly what role we'll be taking. We understand at some point we come to understand spiritually who we are, but we still have a road ahead of us. We still have paces unpaced, parts of the road unseen. What does Paul say? Life is a race, but it's not a fast race. It goes to the swift, the bold. It's like the tortoise and the hare, No, yeah, in some way, but not really. That didn't really go with it now that I think about it. But And all this too brings me to this too, family, is remember in this system, family, remember we're living his story. We're living a European lifestyle. And when you truly understand that, then you understand what I'm about to say is, family, as a so-called black person in America or any part of the westernized European worlds where, where the Spain and England back in the day did their thing going around pillaging and stealing and doing all that stuff, right? Any place that has been colonized by them, family, remember, understand, we living by their habits. We living by the way they do their hair, by the type of clothes they wear, how they speak, how they live life, how they destroy the environment. Family, I'm telling y'all right now, so-called indigenous people of America, so-called lost tribes of Israel, so-called 12 tribes, 13 tribes, and those who will cling unto us. Like, dang it. You got to understand this. You got to take this time to really think about it. That truly our true culture is taken from us. Our true culture is in the word, it's in the spirit. And it may not be exactly to the word. Like I said, things have been lied to us. Things have been messed with. But nonetheless, the message, that's why I said, when you understand what the foundation is, it's them commandments. It's them commandments. Or Maya, whatever you want to call it. They all come to the same sum. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Order out of chaos. Righteousness can thrive. I mean, righteousness thrives in all places, everywhere, but it thrives best in civilization and in order. Remember, there's an order to things. Remember, you need a balance. It can't just be all chaos. Yes, chaos is needed because some things need to be torn down sometimes. But family, understand, as a so-called black person in these Americas, the reason we won't make it, because remember I was telling you all about the kings and the lords, family, that's why a lot of us won't make it. They can't let too many of us get to that status. They let some of us. But they can't let too many of us get to that status of so-called boule, the black lords, the black governors, the black senators and congressmen and congresswomen. They throw you a couple bones and, hey, I'm all right with Caesar. Hey, Caesar throw you a couple bones, couple coins. You like, hey, I ain't got no problem with Caesar. I want to be 100% part of this beast system, a part of his story, a part of his beast system. We all guilty of it. We all take part in the beast system. We all, not all, but I would say the majority of my people who live in the States, we all got social security numbers. We all got birth certificates. And even in other countries, I know y'all got birth certificates and all that too. Understand, family, that's all part of the beast system. Remember in the Bible, didn't the Bible say we don't take census of people? That you're not supposed to take a census of the people? You're not supposed to number the people of the land? Family, we go so much against the word. There's reasons why we don't do this stuff. Because also understand, family, lately I've been looking at the world population numbers and things. Family, they lying. They are lying about, family. Look, you know what? I'm not going to say guarantee, but what I know, so you ain't got to believe me, but from what I know, family, they lying about population numbers. Anywhere, everywhere. They lying about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to keep us in ignorance. If you'd only open your eyes, open your ears, look, study, family, keep searching, family. Pray, fast. You'll see what I'm talking about. How delusional, truly delusional and crazy this matrix is, this womb that we live in, this cell. This cell, in my opinion, floating in the blood of the Most High, or in the womb, in the fluids of the Most High. Multi-dimensional, multi-orbital. You know, just, and not orbital like globe, but I think the universe looks more like how your blood's supposed to look in your veins. We all live in we are individual cells that make up the body. Well, I guess a blood vessel will be bigger. I guess the bigger you go is what I'm saying. The bigger you are or the smaller you are, like in Ant-Man. is another civilization. So I believe we live in the atoms, family. The atoms, when they show you school atoms and cells, they look like balls. I think we live in that, almost like a dome or a firmament that goes above the waters and under. It keeps the waters from the above and below from crushing in on us. We live in our own, ecosystems. I'm telling you, family, go look up some videos of people look under the microscopes of just different things and see how it just looks like a different world and how small it gets. And also remember this, family, too. Just a reminder, understand. Hold on, let me turn this down a little bit. Hold on. Understand, family. Remember, the kingdom of heaven. Look, in one way, you can say the kingdom of heaven is everything, because the kingdom of heaven is the Most High itself. So in one way, you look at it like that. Everything is the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is everywhere. But on a deeper level, remember, the word says the kingdom of heaven is within. And Yahushua also said, remember, Yahushua said, the kingdom of heaven is here. Or get ready, the kingdom of heaven is coming nigh. The kingdom of heaven is among you. Remember, family, you are the kingdom of heaven. You truly are the kingdom. The kingdom is not truly on a lower level, in a lower consciousness, it's a place. But on a higher consciousness, family, the kingdom is you. There is no kingdom without the people. Remember, the people aren't made for a king. The king is made for the people. You are the kingdom. Everywhere you go, you take the mantle or the covenant with you, family. The true ark of the covenant within you, your soul. You take the ark wherever you go. You are a representation of the Most High. You are the kingdom. It's not your clothes. It's not the buildings you live in. It's none of this physical stuff. It's your mind. It's your character. It's how you carry yourself. A kingdom is a set of people with similar values. And what is our value? What is our foundation? The 10 Commandments. Brought forth by who? The Most High. Delivered through who? Our King, our Messiah, my Master, Yahushua HaMashiach of Nazareth. Who, if you don't want to believe it, that's on you. But my Master, Yahushua, he was a wizard. And that's not me saying, look, I said it. Yeah, you can say woo, 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 wah, wah, wah. But look, that's just how y'all look at it. Y'all get tangled up by words because you don't have a deeper understanding. Moses was a wizard. Elijah was a wizard. Shoot, Daniel's more like a seer. But understand, family, they all was carrying around the most powerful prophets. And I think even John the Baptist had one. I could be lying. But all the powerful prophets. But Yahushua had one. And what did Yahushua say in the word? And in the New Testament, when he told the disciples go out, he said, only take your sandals and what? Your walking stick. Family, they had staffs. They was wizards. I was listening today to a video talking about how in the Talmud, it says that Jesus went to the dark art schools and studied black magic in Egypt. He went to Hogwarts. Some people call it magic. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. Some people call it technology. Look, it's all really truly one and the same, family. At the end of the day, the Spirit of the Most High gives life to all things. So all things are done by the Spirit of the Most High. Nonetheless, everything you're made of, everything you do, everything you make is made of the essence of the Spirit of the Most High. Like we're saying, the kingdom of heaven is everywhere. But understand this, everything is made of the Spirit of the Most High. So everything is done by the will of the Most High because all things are done in order. And the Most High says, in this order of things, if you do this with some cilantro and you boil it and you drink it, and it'll kill the, this is more like alchemy, but it'll kill the worms in your stomach. Then go boil you some cilantro, because the word says the Most High gave us the plants and the trees for our substance. So if he say boil the cilantro to get the enemy out of you, to get the worms out of you who are really creatures, smaller creatures, living in you, living off you, in your body, your ecosystem, reference to the movie Eternals. Remember in the Eternals, the planet would turn to a person, That's really what we are, family. We inside the body, the womb of the Most High. And the Most High, like I said, the highest form of the Most High is nothing. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful, because nothing is everything. We came out of nothingness. There was nothing until we, or the Most High, because we're all made of the Most High. And technically, we all got to go back home to the Most High one day. And at the end of the day, but let me keep it respectful, the Most High is the one who thought us from nothing into existence. That's the blessing of this life, family. I see it now. I understand. This is why when I look at Judgment Day, I don't look at it as we going up to be orbs. Some people, yeah, go to orbs because maybe who knows how many times people been down there, like they say angels. Who knows? Some people can go to orbs, but the majority of people, family, are just, in my opinion, what I know, you know, you may not believe, but I believe, I know, a lot of people going to different dimensions because they have other lessons to learn. They gonna go live as other creatures because the true heaven is in the physical. But here's the thing, family, and I know some people thinking I'm crazy, but you don't worship the physical. Look, we're supposed to remember where we come from. We come from the darkness, which is also the light, because light really is wisdom. And wisdom came into the darkness. That's why they call it so-called black magic. Wisdom comes from the Creator, from the all. What they say space is, all that darkness, that's the Creator, all of it. The great void. And when you understand that, family, you understand that every life you live has an end. Nothing is forever. It's not meant for you to live in any physical form forever. At some point, you got to return to the source. You got to return to the great fire, as they say in the Book of the Dead. Your soul, in the Book of the Dead, it says your soul is a fire. The true you is a fire. And if everything's made of water, you got a fireball submerged in the womb, in the matrix. And at first it goes into the womb strong when it's brand new. When it's a baby, it's shining bright. That water can't get in. But as the light, grows, or maybe even shrinks, I would say shrinks, because it's a ball of fire, the soul, a ball of fire, surrounded in water. The soul just gets smaller and smaller the more you go on, till eventually it's extinguished. But not really extinguished, but it just dissipated. As they say in movies, what do they say when someone off someone or delete someone in a movie, what do they say? They say, I feel like I lost a piece of myself. And the longer you live, family, a part of your soul is your emotions. Emotions, look, although emotions can be very complicated, they cause issues, and they can be a nuisance at times. But emotions are still a gift, family. With emotions comes creation, imagination, joy, anger, things that you need to survive. So it's never that emotions are horrible. It's just you got to learn to control them and balance them out, how to separate them from your logic. Understand, sometimes you need to lead with wisdom, and then there's times you lead with emotion. But you got to be wise enough to pick those situations, family. But dang, I done forgot where I was. I done said a lot, I think. But with the aliens, family, if I didn't make it clear, I'm not telling you, look, if they appear and it's just like a regular day, like you can still go to work, go to school, or even if people are out rioting and things shut down, if you just sitting at home and nothing's happening and you could turn on the power, or maybe the power's off. But what I'm saying is, family, if aliens show up, or so-called angels, and you still just living your regular life, I would say don't jump up and just run there. Now look, if the spirit tell you to jump up and go to it, look, everyone here, the spirit a different way. Everyone got their own personal relationship with the Most High. So I'm not going to say what is and what isn't going to happen, but I'm just giving y'all an idea. Everybody different. Some people might get a feeling where they know it's the Most High because it's been tried and tested through them. It might tell you to move. Go here to go meet a ship or something. But for some people, they might be like the Bereans. They be like, look, I need to go read the word, go to the word, because ain't nothing happening. I'm still at home. Ain't nobody knocking on my door. Ain't no lights in my house. Ain't nobody come get me. I'm not disappearing. What's going on? Remember, patience of, look, family, if it ain't nothing, look, if aliens show up and nothing's changed and you still gotta do what you gotta do what you gotta do. But let that be a sign that you need to be patient, you need to read and study, so that you can rightly divide the word. And if these beings truly are of the Most High, family, they will show it. They'll speak it with you. Remember, family, one thing I noticed, people who are truly about the word and the true, family, it's all in their conversation. They can't help it. That means, and whatever being's going to show up, it's going to be in their conversation one way or another. It may not be called the great I am or Jehovah or whatever, but in whatever their language, it's going to be the Most High Creator. It's going to be the father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's going to be the great I am in their language. It's going to be it. But you just got to look at their actions along with their words. You got to study. And remember, and if they truly people from the Most High, they're going to be patient with you. They're going to let you ask questions. They're not going to get mad because they're going to understand where you are and your understanding. They should be masters of the word. They know to meet you where you are. They know that you could be volatile at times and crazy and do stupid stuff that you fear. That's why they don't always approach you, because they don't want to scare you, because you can't learn nothing. And remember the Bible a few times when it says a few people, prophets showed up in front of the Most High and they dropped dead. Like, it's like that, family. Everything comes when it's your time, whether it's in this lifetime or another. You move up different levels. You move from the physical, and one day when you're ready, you're going to go back to the light. And you're going to be a great, in some places you'll appear as a ball of light. In some places you'll just be nothing in darkness. But you'll be a consciousness. You'll be there. But it won't be darkness to you. It'll just be what it'll just be life. It'll just be reality. But anyway, before I get out to subject, remember, is this country, remember what it is. Family, at the end of the day, if any change is going to happen, we have to first understand the system we live in. And understand this system is not built for so-called black people to thrive, and it never will, because it's not built for us. It's built for European culture. We won't thrive until we stop living by their standards and live by our standards, by the standards of the Most High. And another thing, the spirit's really been on me, family, the food. How does the enemy, what is the biggest way the enemy truly controls us? It's our food. You control the man's food, you control his life, especially if that man got a family. Especially that woman got a family. People want to feed their family. People don't want to see their children starve to smithereens. So when you control the food supply, you control the people. So we got to do it. Look, family, look, I'm going to say what we got to do. What I'm going to say is, look, we talking. We having a conversation. All I'm saying is, as I said before, don't look up, look down. They want you to look up, but you should be looking down. It's not space. They lying to you. If you can understand that, comprehend that, a lot of stuff won't scare you no more. You'll have a deeper understanding of things. You won't be fooled by these angels or so-called demons or these, which are just other beings, or even some that our government probably created. But there are other species out there, man. There are other beings. It's just how you look at it. There are other creations. We got to get out of this mindset of everything revolves around me. Yes, some things revolve around you. You are a child of the Most High. But you're not the only soul walking around in this matrix. We in this matrix together. That's why we sitting here. If you even listening to my video, it ain't too many of us. But it's us who have this understanding. Like I always tell people, how I am in life now, tell me the truth. I want to know the truth. No matter how bad it is or how scared, I want to know so I have time to get used to it, so I have time to accept it. Because I want to live in peace. I want to know the truth. I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of being made a fool out of. I want the truth so I can live my life accordingly. But we all still do our best, family. That's why we read and we study. And I know, and I apologize for some parts I should have been a lot more heartfelt, like when I talked about the Book of Mormon and when Yahusha showed himself. I know I should have been more heartfelt, but I guess I wasn't really feeling it like that too much in the moment. But understand, family, although I can't recall all the way, I remember I just felt, like I said, like this joy. And even pain, but this joyful pain, beauty in the pain because I understand this walk more. Because I understand that the Most High is just testing me. The Most High is testing us like the Most High tests Job. You got to be tested to get in the kingdom, or at least higher up in the kingdom. To go up range, you're going to be tested, family. Because with great power comes what? Great responsibility. You got to be able to be trusted with the power that the Most High gives you. You got to stay in between the lines. So that's why earth and the wombs are a blessing, because it gives us a place of perceived freedom, of free will. To live out our angst, to live out our spiritual teenager angst, until we ready to go home and do the will of the Most High in lockstep order as angels, as light beings. But, like in the Matrix movie, where you get the man who made the key, the man in the white room, the prophetess lady, all these characters they played their role until the day they went home. They played their role for eternity. All dude did was make keys. All that dude did was sit in that white room. That was their only job. Then they like angels, family. So when you ready to be an angel and do that job and go sit where the Most High tell you to sit, hey, when you ready to handle that discipline and that level of understanding, then when that time comes, it's time. But until then, you're gonna be surfing different dimensions because you have lessons to learn. Family, look, you was like, come on. Remember when you was little? Don't be wrong. Most of the time, you enjoy playing for older folk. You enjoy, or even for the younger folk who play games. You enjoyed your time of freedom just playing outside or playing video games. Couldn't nobody tell you did it for hours and hours and hours. But come on, every once in a while, you was like, look, I'm going to sit at home today. I'm tired. I just want to chill. Everybody got to rest. Everybody got to return to source one day. And also, too, we return to source because, family, it gets old. It gets stagnant. Living in the physical gets old and stagnant. And sometimes we just want to return to the all. Get a revamp, and then we're going to start all over with the video game. We're going to start from square one and learn it all over again. Because that's, family, that's also the great grace of the Most High, is that we're energy, truly. There is no end to us. Look, maybe there might be, I won't say that. Because I think everything is recorded in the spirit. And as long as the spirit of the Most High, the consciousness of the Most High lives, which is eternity. It ain't gotta live. It's just eternity. It just is. The memories of us and what we go through are all saved in the Akashic records in the spiritual realm. Everything that's happened now, everything I say, everything you say, everything we go through is saved in the Akashic records in the Netflix of the spirit realm. Because everything is a lesson. They say, sometimes people say that true hell or chaos is unmanifested wisdom. So the Most High, although when it's nothing, it don't need nothing. And I don't look at it as having emotions like we do. But at the end of the day, I look at it like the Most High is wise. And the Most High said, I guess maybe the East Simpson said one day, look, I'm bored, man. Let me do something instead of just sitting here being quiet. And slowly the Most High created. And one day that'll be you. And you're going to do it over and over and over. Because remember, the spirit realm, the ether is endless. Family is vast. There's stories, there's gazillions, trillions, an unlimited, unending number of stories that haven't been told yet. Characters that you haven't played, that you haven't even fathomed of or thought of yet. There's things you can't even imagine right now. But just wait till you get there, family. Look, I know this to be true. You may not believe me, but I know this to be true. That there's levels to these things, that there's great wonders, great blessings if you only continue down this road as a traveler, always seeking. But remember, as a member of the kingdom of heaven, our foundation is what? The 10 Commandments. Look, that's why I say the Book of Mormon is great on it. It hits, the Book of Mormon hits perfectly on the importance of the 10 Commandments. No matter, remember, you need order and chaos, family. Family, you don't want to live in a neighborhood where your neighbor come rob you at any moment, try to take your life, always being jealous of you, trying to sleep with your wife or your husband, always just doing crazy stuff. You don't want that. You want order, don't you? Well, that's the difference between the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of hell. The kingdom of hell, family, aka the enemy, are those people who don't understand what I'm saying, who want to stay in Babylon, who want to stay in the beast system. And they're the ones who carry, just like we carry heaven in us, we also carry hell with us. Hell is also a people, a certain way of living. I would say that hell is America or Babylon the Great pretty much explains, is a great example of hell. I mean, it could be worse. Don't be wrong. There's people in other parts of the world going through some crazy stuff, but nonetheless, I'll say America is the home of the evil, home throne. So, of course, they gonna keep it nice here until the Most High says it ain't gonna be nice no more. And I also want to say this, family: be at peace. The word says there's a time for everything under the sun. There's a time to love. There's a time to plant. There's a time to hate. There's a time for war. But there's also a time for peace. So what I say, family, is be at peace. Live as a citizen of the Most High. Live as a servant of the Most High. Live as a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. You know how a citizen of the kingdom of heaven is supposed to carry themselves. You know your foundation, the 10 Commandments. Or as the Master said or taught us, do unto others as you have them do unto you. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Remember, family, for every action there's a consequence. For every action there's a reaction. For every choice there's a consequence. Whether it be good or bad or neither. It just is. For every action there is a reaction. So with that said, read line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. With all thy getting, get thy getting. And remember, wisdom sets you free. And I don't know if I'm just talking. I'm just, for real though, family, I don't know. I guess that's the end of my thoughts. It's been a minute, but and I know I didn't mention Project Bluebeam and all. Look, what I'm saying is, family, be patient. At the end of the day, all will be revealed. Just be patient. And remember, try all things with the word. Remember the word. Watch people's actions. Watch what they say. And remember also, family, the enemy could possibly be trying to bring on their own apocalypse right now, before the apocalypse of the Most High, in whatever form or shape or form that comes in. Remember, family, this is their story. This is their civilization. They built it the way they want it to work. They're the ones behind the scenes pushing the buttons and pulling the levers. Just like, the whole conspiracy that who actually knew about the 9/11 attacks, right? That whole conspiracy about who actually knew. But at the end of the day, it's really a great analogy for the world, family. Is that the world is truly controlled by a small hand of people. It's like a game to them. They can move it any way, but it's continually our choice to continue to participate in their game, to participate in their world, participate in the way that they do things. But we have to first wake up out of the slavery of our mind and realize where we are, family. A lot of us don't realize where we are. We in Babylon. I don't care how much, even with reparations, as long as it's reparations under this current administration, this current system, this current society, and the culture that we live in now, at least when it comes to melanated people, and it's specifically the people of the word, as long as we continue to live by the rules of Babylon, we'll get the results of Babylon. Babylon ain't meant for us. The way most of us wear our clothes, wear our hair. I'm not telling you to go put on no costumes like the nation of Israel, or the what are called, the camps, the Israelite camps. I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you to educate yourself. You make it work the way you make it work. Me as well, speaking to myself, because like I said, we've been in Babylon a long time, family. But we really got to look at the bigger picture, which is, this is Babylon. This is the beast system. Remember, family, y'all not waiting for the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast has been here. Y'all not waiting for the Antichrist. The Antichrist has been here. They just evolve. Because it's a choice. That mark is a choice. You're going to choose, like I said, the kingdom of heaven is the end. It's your actions. It's you. It's your beliefs, how you carry yourself. The same with the mark of the beast. Are you more privy to the flesh world? Do you only want to live in the flesh forever? Everything in flesh? Or you're the spirit man or the spirit woman? The one who understands you got to go home from time to time to recharge. You got to go back home to the light or the darkness, however you want to call it for your comfort level. But, y'all know what I'm saying. But, yeah, it's been a while, family. It's been a while since we had a talk. It has definitely been a minute. And I got so much more information I do want to share with y'all, family. But like I said, look, I just going through what I'm going through in my walk right now. I'm never not going, and I don't like that word, let me take that back. I'm not going to say that word. I know that there's not going to be a reason unless the Most High call me home. But not saying soon, but, look, not soon, but your will be done, Most High. But my point is, what was my point? Dang, I done said all that crazy stuff. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, it's like, there's always going to be a word at some point. There's always going to be a time of silence. But the word will always come back up because the wisdom of the Most High is endless. And I'm just being honest, family. Look, I still got a lot of growing to do myself. Even with the times we in right now, I'm still learning. I'm still working on myself. I'm still going through things. But my peace is growing. I haven't had this type of peace I've had in my life these past few months in forever. Well, not forever, but since I could last remember. No, life ain't perfect. But I just had a greater peace. And I'm thankful. And especially with a lot of, always gratitude. As they say, one of the most powerful emotions is gratitude. And I just been really working that gratitude and just, family, look, y'all know how life be. Yeah, I'm not even complaining. I'm just trying to break it down to y'all where I've been and what's going on. But the wisdom we gonna share. When we gonna share, shoot, I might have a spurt, where I run for 6 months and then I disappear for a year or two. Depending if the Most High tarry. I'm just giving y'all an example. But I love the Most High and I'm gonna keep climbing regardless if I'm talking on me or not. I want to know the truth. Because that's the only thing that's gonna set me free. And I am free, but I want to be more free. I need more freedom. And I'm not talking about to be a heathen, but more freedom, the more wisdom, the more knowledge. So that I can have more free will to make a choice for myself. So I can I will hope, make a better choice for myself in the direction that the Most High is leading me in. And you. But anyway, I think I'm getting along the borders of just talking. But family. It's been a minute. I'm glad to see whoever's come, whoever showed up. But and our food too. I know I mentioned, but I mentioned again. Family. If they control your food, they control you. Just saying, that's the first thing you need before your wife, before your kids. You need substance. I mean, not saying you put food over your family, but you get what I'm saying. They not gonna survive. Well, I guess they could if we all turn technically into what they call about them light eaters and people who eat sun. But let's be real. Like I said, everybody, whatever different stage they is, in this lifetime or the next, or this season or the next, or whatever, how you want to put it. So I already know everybody ain't about to get up and start going outside and eating light and not eating no food. They gonna look, brother. I love sun gazing as much as the next person, but boy, I would show like a sandwich. Please, sir, even if it's just a sandwich, boy, I'm hungry. I can't live off this light no more. So look, knowing that, hey, look, Hey, I'll be that person. I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't even lie. I'll be that person too. I'm not that disciplined. Yeah, I'd be like, oh boy, I want a steak. I want a beer. I want some ice cream. I want some cookies, boy. Ooh, this light, boy. This light. Shoot, y'all, look, I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say I'm looking at my, anyway. But, family, it was good talking to y'all. I think, I'm about done. I don't think I got nothing else to share. I think I didn't say it. I don't think I said a lot. Although it was an hour, but no, I don't think I said a lot. But hopefully I said a lot. Maybe I said a lot. Hopefully I fed somebody. Hopefully some people on the same wavelength right now. They get what I'm saying. They get where I'm going. They getting overstanding. You know what I'm saying? Overstanding over that understanding. You know, getting something deeper. Getting fed. Looking at the world a different way. Understanding what system we really live in and how it really looks behind closed doors. No matter what fancy words they use or how they try to dress it up, we living in a medieval monarchy, period. And we peasants. We just peasants with a little bit of freedom, but best believe the Lord's will, they'll drop that sword when they need to, a discipline to keep people in line. Best believe. You think they won't. You think this law gonna protect you, that law. I'm telling y'all, family, anything is possible. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm not saying it's not. What I'm saying is, for every cause, you know, for every cause there's effect, you know, or every effect there's a, what is it? For every movement, for every action there's a reaction. Y'all get what I'm saying? Look, you know, I'll be trying to use big words and I'll be tripping on my words at time and tripping. But yeah, family, just look, keep studying. Don't forget the 10 Commandments. Don't forget the King Yahusha and how the King set you free through the wisdom that he shared to you in order to set you free. It's not the death that you're supposed to dwell on, family. As I like to say, Yahusha didn't die for your sins. Yahusha died because of your sins, because of the sins of our ancestors. And his death is not what saved you. It's the wisdom that he shared with you that saves you. That light that he brings to you. That awakening that brings inside so that you can see the ways of Babylon within you so that you can break them and be free and walk in righteousness. Not to kiss his feet like Yahusha is the all. Or that he is above you. To understand that Yahusha is truly your brother. And Yahusha truly wants to sit equally with you before our Father. Or before our Holy Mother. Or before the all. In harmony. In kinship and brothership and brother-sistership. Whatever ship relationship. That's the ultimate goal, family. To understand that, remember, you get to the Most High through who? The Master, Yahushua. You got to listen to his teachings. And I'm not trying to, it's not teaching like a Christian. What I'm saying is, Yahusha gives that wisdom. But Yahusha also has other brothers and sisters that are prophets and prophetess who give good word for the soul as well. For the mind, for wisdom. No, we don't forget it. Look, they bow to the king. But at the same time, we bow to the king together as we bow before, as the king bows before the Most High. We in this together. It's just about coming to that understanding, family. Understanding who you are, who we are, and what Yahusha did for you. Listen to Yahusha's words. Look at the way Yahusha lived his life. That's how you get so-called saved. It's, look, we thankful for the cross, but the cross was just a symbol that was told back in the day in the prophecy. This is what you look for when you looking for who? The Messiah. The death on the cross was just another arrow to point towards who our king was. And the reason I say this too, family, because it's not the death that saves you. It's the wisdom so you change your ways. Family, think about it like this. Let's say a man named Jim died 2 weeks ago. You don't know nothing about Jim. And then all of a sudden, someone comes to you, did you hear Jim died? And you be like, who's Jim? I don't know. Okay, you go about your life. At the end of the day, family, A name is just a name. It's just naming something. So if Yahusha died and there was no wisdom behind it, no word behind it, then Yahusha would have just been a name. If people just, oh, Yahusha died for your sins. Okay, is that it? Is there anything else? No, he just died for your sins. Well, which sins? How many sins? All of them? What if I keep sinning? Do I have to stop sinning now that I've been told that he died for my sins? I just sinned this morning before I talked to you. Wait, how does that work? Oh, shit, I just sinned now, I cuss. Oh, shoot. How many chances do we get? Wait, what are we sinning that is wrong? How are we sinning? You just gonna come tell me so-and-so died? And that he died for our sins and there's nothing else behind it? Nah. What did Yahusha come to teach? What were his words? What were his actions? That's what saves you, family. That's what delivers you from the darkness of ignorance. That's what brings you into the light. That's that wisdom, that light, family. Listening and learning. Dang, and I done forgot. Where I will, oh yeah, I was telling you, yeah. Look, and this is no disrespect to my king, but this is what my king has taught me. Because me and my king, my brother, Yahushua HaMashiach of Nazareth, my master, we serve the Most High Creator of all things. The great all. At the end of the day, that's who he serves. And as I serve him, that's who I'm inevitably serving. Unless I'm at the banquet with Big Bro and we sitting there with the Creator and we eating together. We serving the Creator side by side as equals now. Because we both earned and worked our way up through the hierarchy of the priest of Melchizedek, or the Elohims, or whatever spiritual, followings, whatever names or titles you gonna give them. Right? So, yeah, family. So I mean no disrespect. Understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying, look, Yahushua's important. That's why they took his life. Because he was telling his people the truth. And the truth was doing what? Setting the people free. And remember, what did we say we in right now? We slaves. I said it before. It ain't no fun to be rich if you ain't got no slaves. Rich people don't make their own cars. They don't work at theme parks. They don't work at bars. They don't make their own drinks. They don't make their own clothes. They got us to do it. And then they have fun. And they have an endless supply of money to do what they want when they want. Family, why you think when these rich people get in trouble, they get let off so easily? Because they part of the higher class, the nobility of America. The lords, the dukes and the duchesses of the American political system and financial system. So they get, they just sometimes get caught up and they got to play the game. But that's why they go to federal prison, where they really not liking prison. They playing golf. They eating crab and steak. They living their life, having women come in. They just shooting. They still got their businesses too, running their business from jail. Because this is who these people are, family. This is what we live in. And remember, once again, you are the kingdom of heaven, family. You are the kingdom. It's you. You take the kingdom everywhere you go because you're the kingdom. The way you live your life, the way you speak to people. You the kingdom, your actions. You are the kingdom. You carry it with you. Even though you're surrounded by hell. By other kingdoms of hell. Every now and then you pass another traveler where that light is shining bright in them. Another citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And remember, family, truly at the end of the day, our mission, one of our missions, look, the meaning of life, I've said, is for what I know it to be is experience. Life, that's the meaning of life. It's just to do something outside of the Creator self. Instead of sitting there in darkness, the Creator created the wombs for us to experience life, to experience something outside of itself, to experience something out of the stillness, the quiet, the dark. That's the meaning of a life, to experience. But another one of our missions is, the more we learn about the Most High Creator, the more our mission evolves into carrying ourselves like a member of the kingdom of heaven, to being a representation of others around us. We're not here to war with people, family, and to be destroyed. Yes, sometimes we got to fight wars and destruction. I get that. But first and foremost, we go by the word of our King. Do unto others as you haven't do unto you. You know, love your neighbor as you love thyself. We representations of the kingdom, family. So, what I'm saying is be at peace. This is what I get off earth. Look, there's a time for war, there's time. But, family, no matter what you see people doing on TV, you be patient and you wait for the Most High. The Most High will fight for you. And when it's time for you to fight, just like in the wilderness when our ancestors with Moses and he rose the stick, that time will come. But till then, be patient. Or it might not come in our lifetime. It might come in your grandchildren's lifetime. But be patient and have joy in this peace that you have. While you see other people suffering on TV, not saying you laughing at them or they deserve it or don't deserve it, whatever. But be grateful for the peace that the Most High is giving you right now. Get out of your head. Live in the moment. Don't worry about what's coming tomorrow. Just be thankful in this moment. What you got before you, the clothes on your back, the roof over your head, the food in your mouth. You on the internet right now. You listen to me. Thank you. That gratefulness, family. Remember, keep asking forgiveness. Keep being grateful. Keep being humble. Keep helping your neighbor regardless of the color of their skin. Look, you ain't got to be the same of belief or whatever to help somebody out. Now, you tread lightly, and some people play with this word help people out and be like, oh, he said help people out, so that mean go help this dude deliver this pound of this powder. No, that's not helping. Use your wisdom, family. What is that warning on the video? Look, this video is just for fun. This video is just for play. So yeah, you got to say that. This video is just for play. But hey, those of us know. Those who know, we know what I'm talking about. So, as far as blue beam, look, like I said, family, once again, be patient. Watch. Some could be the enemy. If y'all remember that movie clip I was showing, Resident Evil, where the people, the business people would sit around a conference table and they would talk about how the Bible has the end of days, but how they gonna bring the apocalypse, start the apocalypse on their terms. So they release the T virus into the population. Shoot, hey, family, who knows about to happen? A lot of crazy stuff could either be about to happen, or maybe we all crazy and we just need to leave the TV and social media alone. But nonetheless, I know the Most High is real. But I'm just saying, we so used to live in this matrix. Sometimes, family, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, with AI, everything is said. Even the elect will be fooled. A lot of this stuff, in some ways, is fooling us, family. We really got to start being more cognizant of social media and TV and what we intake in our spirit and watching more and more, because it's getting crazy with the AI and stuff. And this is that delusion. Remember, family, what I said about space. You ain't gotta believe me, but I know, what I've studied, what I've seen with my eyes, and I've realized with my mind and my heart and spirit. Believe what you want to believe. Look, we are free will. I'm not here to change nobody's mind. I'm just here to present some ideas, plant some seeds, water some seeds, and you're going to change your own mind between you and the Most High and your own personal relationship. Because I know I'm not lying about nothing, or the Most High will just will take what I've said to you and put a little bit more and explain it in a different way. But we are coming from the same place, baby. And back to the same place, the Ten Commandments, the foundation. And from there, eventually back home to the great all, to the power of the darkness. Hey, that's a black that I can get behind. When you talking about the all, that's a black I can get behind. But this Afro, Pan-African stuff, I'm good, bro. My ancestors from here in America, the true Atlanteans. And that's another thing I claim right now, family. I claim it once again. The world, we will keep seeing video. People will continue to proclaim who the true so-called black people of the Americas are. That we are the true lost tribes of Yisrael. Or whatever names you want to give them, or whatever native. At the end of the day, we the people of the book. Period, family. And the world is going to continue to claim it. Most High, we going to become the head and not the tail. We are the head and not the tail. Most High Creator caused miracles to happen on our behalf and before our eyes. Let the truth come out, Most High. Let the world scream our name. Let the world shout out who the true people, who the true jewels of the Most High Creator are in the Americas. Let the world shout it out for us from every corner. Let it hit the enemy like a smack in the face, Most High. Let the world know who we are. That we are the children of the Most High. And that we are priests, kings and queens, truly priests, kings and queens unto the world. And our crown is the light. Our crown is the wisdom. And we are children of the kingdom of the Most High. And we are here to spread the word, not only on earth, but on Mars, Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn, in this galaxy, in this different dimension. We're supposed to spread the word of the Most High Creator everywhere. Because all things need comfort and death. To know that there is something, that there is eternal life. That this is just a time in their creation. This is just a moment in time. This is just an experience. But you live on. And there's nothing to be afraid of. Walk in righteousness though. Because when you don't walk in righteousness and you walk in darkness, you walk in confusion. And don't get that darkness confused with the highest of high, the high darkness, the high wisdom. I'm talking about fleshly, earthly darkness. That's confusion. Don't get lost in the confusion. Otherwise, it's going to be a bumpy ride and you're going to be confused and afraid of death all the time. Yeah, we all fear death a little bit. But the more I get to know the Most High, the less and less I fear it. The more I have peace in the idea of death. Because I know that there's something I know. You may not know. You may not believe me, but I know. There's something after this. That there's a realm after this. And I might not be ready to go to the light yet. I might want to go live a couple different lives. I might want to go live like I always say it, but like a Na'vi in Avatar. Or I might want to go to like one of them anime worlds where they got wizards and knights and goblins and orcs and elves and stuff like that. Honestly, part of that sounds like a lot of fun to me. But, or maybe like something like Stargate. Just be going around hopping from bubble to bubble, from dome to dome. You know, or what's that show, Sandman? Being like Sandman. Like they have an end, and if you've been watching the season of Sandman, you know Sandman died. So at the end of the day, they can die, so even they have an end. But imagine the amounts of wisdom they have, the things they've experienced in the time that they lived. So imagine if you could hop around to different dimensions and different domes like Sandman. And just live different lives and different creations and different societies. And just be learning stuff and just be experiencing and seeing things you never thought you could see. This is what I believe. This is what my Creator can do. This is what my Creator's told me there is. And one day, well, like I said, when you're ready, you leave the womb and you go up to the light. You go deeper. It's just another level of understanding, another way of living. Until you go back to the all. Remember Yahushua said to the disciples, and I forget what book, but I think it was in the Dead Sea Scrolls, where the disciples were arguing about the end of the world, how it would look and when it would come and this and that. And Yahushua basically came over and was like, do you guys so y'all over here talking about the end of the world? So since I'm guessing that, I'm assuming that since you know what's going to happen at the end of the world, you answer all these questions. I'm assuming that you must have found the beginning. Because where the beginning is, that is where the end will lie. Where the beginning of the world is where the end of the world will be. And that's the darkness. I mean, eventually you're going to go back home. You got to take your small fire back to the large fire. You got to take your soul back to the oversoul. You got to recharge up. Then you come back out, play the game again when you're ready. After you get time chilling in your daddy's house or your mama's house, however you want to call it. In the great spirit, the great all, traveling around in stardust. You know what I'm saying? You be everything. You be everywhere all at once. You'll experience it like a spider. You'll be like how a spider receives many eyes. That's how you experience it when you go back to the all. You just everything. I can't explain it, but I bet it's wonderful. I bet it's a crazy feeling to just be everything. Everywhere all at once and nowhere at once. Hearing everything but not hearing everything. Knowing everything but not knowing. Boy, just, hey. That feeling. Just like I can imagine what it'd be like to be a king and wake up in the morning and have somebody come wipe your butt and tell you that you are the business every day. Hey, you the man. Oh, I can imagine being a king. Hey, you know what, sir? You go, sir. You the man, sir. What, sir? What did they say? Sir, you the man. Let me feed you, sir. Let me bathe you, sir. Sir, look, don't clip your nail. Sir, why are you walking? Sit in this chair. We're gonna push you around, king. Your legs is too righteous to walk. Ooh, you the business, king. Ooh, you the one, king. Hey, look at you, king. That's you, king. Yeah, that's you, king. Imagine that every day. Can't nobody pull you down. Can't nobody knock you out because everybody telling you that you the shizness. Everybody tell you that's the man or that's the woman. That imagine that power, boy. Ooh, how that must feel. And to have all the, look at me. Forgive me, Most High. Look at me sitting lasciviously in the throne. Ooh, forgive me, Most High. Hey, a king is here for the people, not the people here for the king. That's what I see. But ooh. Anyway, family. Now I really think I'm about done. I don't think I got nothing else to say now. Although I think I said kind of a lot now. But anyway, family, shalom, and I'll catch y'all later. I think maybe I'm going to eat something. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Alright, fam. Shalom, 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 and all that good stuff. Shalom. See, I want to say bye, but I keep thinking, am I forgetting something? Well, the Most High good, family. Oh, if I didn't say it, also what's going to be revealed, family, the truth about the earth, how it will look. Most High bring it out. Most High make them reveal the truth of this earth and how it really looks. Make all their lies that they put in the dark come to the light, Most High. Let everything be revealed. From the top of the earth to beneath the surface, Most High. To underneath the ocean, Most High. To the so-called middle of the earth, Most High. Past so-called Antarctica, Most High. Under the ground, everywhere, Most High, so-called space, reveal all things to us, Most High. Show us the truth. Let the enemy stop hiding it from us, Most High. Bring the truth to the light, Most High. In Yahushua's name. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Yeah, I really want that. I want it to be revealed who our people are, and I want the true nature of the earth to be revealed. Because I know, I'm telling you, family, I know there's other places out there, other islands, other continents, they just not telling us about it because we slaves in their kingdom. Remember, family, they always fighting at war, but they have a treaty on Antarctica, right? I'm just saying. Everybody hush hush. But I thought y'all hate each other, but everybody hush hush, huh? Anyway, I guess, family, I'm good now. But like I said, just peace, and I'll be back when I be back. But I enjoyed this tonight, though, family. So I'm looking forward in the future when I come on with some more stuff, when the Most High put some stuff on my spirit. Just laughing at society. Remember, family, Republican or Democrat Party ain't for you, or any of the other ones, I forget their names. They not for you, family. They are not here for Yisrael to rise. You make the choice on how you going to start living your life. And coming out of Babylon, not only mentally, but physically as well over time. It's not a rush. Always be patient. But still be making the effort, piece by piece, as they say, every day. You just do a little bit towards your goal. Every day, we do a little bit towards our goal of getting away from Babylon, whether it be physically or mentally or spirit. All of it, or all of it every day. However you get it done, just get it done. Build your relationship with the Most High. Continue to walk with Yahushua. Continue to read and study, meditate, fast. Look, I know I need to fast, man. I ain't fast in a minute. Look, like I said, I'm still working on myself at times, family. Sometimes, look, y'all know how I do. Sometimes I be on it, and sometimes I just be, I be dragging, and I know, forgive me, I ask the Most High for forgiveness all the time. I got to, because, look, you can see it. I thought he would say it. But, the Most High is good, family. Oh, and I want to thank the Most High for the work the Most High has been doing on my Uncle Charles. Family, send out some prayers for my Uncle Charles right now for great healing. Send out some prayers for my mother, Most High, family, healing. She fine, they fine, but if you send us some prayers for my family, I appreciate it. Prayers for me as well, family, to keep peace and wisdom and correction in my life, and give me more messages to give to y'all that come through strong. And once again, I thank all my supporters, everybody who done sent me books, Miss Panita, everybody who done sent me supportive texts, emails, messages. I appreciate you. Sent me information. I appreciate you. For real. It's been an interesting thing, to work on this YouTube social media thing. I never thought I'd be doing something. I know I said I never, but that word, but to even do the bit that I did, I'm appreciative of, all my subs and everybody who listen, everybody give me feedback. Thank you. I truly am appreciative of it. It's been an experience. Even though, look, my numbers may not be like other people's numbers, but I still even think I do what I did. And I just really appreciate it, because it's like, okay, you did something. Yeah, people be like, you go further, but I'm still proud of myself for what I've done. But most importantly, thankful for the Most High using me to bring the stuff that I bring forth to you, the wisdom the Most High has given me. So at the end of the day, all praise to the Most High, family. I guess maybe didn't Paul say sometimes you got to boast about yourself? So that was just my time to boast and be thankful to the Most High, because I know I couldn't do nothing without the Most High. And not saying I'm perfect, or I didn't put out information first, or I'm better than any other person out there talking about this stuff. I'm just grateful for what I've done, and I'm grateful for y'all who do watch me and like my videos and support me. So all praise, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all, because I'm gonna keep talking. I'm a healthy, wise, strong, protected, celestial being. All praise to the Most High Creator. I know I said that wrong. I ain't said it in so long, family. Look, y'all scold me in the comments. That's how long I've been going. I'm forgetting my own opening saying. Alright, family, shalom. Be at peace. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters, and all that good stuff.